All right, I have waited about 7 months to get this back from CGC. What could possibly be inside? Let's open this up and find out. Okay, as I mentioned, I sent this shipment of comic books to CGC back on April 23rd, 2021. And I received it on November 23rd, 2021. And my working theory is if you had sent comics into CGC around the time that they changed the prices and you got some sort of break, or they decided to grandfather your CGC subscription cost in, or whatever it was, that they basically put all that in some sort of backlog, and then for everything received after a certain date, they moved all of that up to the front. So sort of like a last in, first out approach until they were caught up. And I have 2 orders still in that I sent around the same time, around March, April, May of 2021. And this was the first of 2 that I got back. I have sent books into CGC since April and have received them in a tremendously fast turnaround time. They recently announced that they're caught up, that they feel really strong with their operations and where they are with grading, and they're caught up. So hopefully that trend continues. CBCS raised their prices, so everything is kind of leveling out and normalizing at this point. So this is an order of 10 books, and again, I have not looked at the submission status. I don't know what grades these books received. I actually don't remember between the 2 orders which books are in here. So it'll be kind of a surprise for both of us as we go through it. And let's open this up, and I will show you the grades first, and then you can react to them, and I'll go over each book one at a time. You kind of know how these CGC unboxings go, so let's get to it. So instead of their normal piece of cardboard on top, just a bunch of bubble wrap. And I will grab these books in random order and make it so that neither of us can see until the grade is revealed. And let's see what we got. Always opening these up backwards for some reason, so let me turn this around. Okay, here we go. So this is the first book. This is all new, all different Avengers number 9. And this is the Alex Ross design variant cover. This is the first cover appearance of the new Wasp. And I'm speculating that this character is going to come back in some way, or be represented in the MCU. And this was a book that was interesting because I was really searching far and wide for this, and I couldn't find it anywhere for sale, and I found an all-new, all-different Avengers run, so the entire run, on eBay, and for whatever reason, issue number 9 was the variant, and it was listed in there, and just figured, well, if I'm going to spend that much on this book, I may as well get the entire run. So, this is the book. Here we go, and the grade is 9.8. Fantastic. So, I think that this one has a way to go. Second appearance and origin of the new Wasp, Nadia Pym. And this is the design variant cover. So yeah, I'm speculating on Nadia Pym, and this was what I would consider to be kind of a hard-to-find variant of all new, all different Avengers number 9. So very cool. Very happy to have that in a 9.8. Let's see where we can put these here. All right. Let's check out the next one. And normally I try and keep these shipments themed. Like the last one I did was around Kate Bishop, Hawkeye. I'm prepping to send an order out based on Moon Knight. These are just random. These are random books that I just wanted to get graded at the time. All right, so turn the box around. All right, here we go. Okay, so this one, this is Amazing Spider-Man 375. And I believe I sent 2 of these in. And why did I do that? I think I had a total of 5 copies of this book, and it was right around the time we were speculating on Eddie Brock's wife and her role or surprise role towards the tail end of the Donny Cates Venom run. And Anne Wing is her name. It was her first appearance. Really hard to get this gold cover, 90s special, if you will, of Amazing Spider-Man. Venom on the cover, just a lot going for it. I'd say that the price on this one's kind of, you know, leveled off, but I had 2 that I thought were 9.8 and wanted to send these in and see what I got, so here we go. 9.6. And I won't know why. So that's a little disappointing. The only thing I could remember with these, and they are tough, is that actually I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. So right down there at the bottom, there's a little bit of a ding on the back cover there. So that's probably what did it. And the corner too. That corner right there, hard to tell here. This one I think I probably reached, and I wanted it to be a 9.8 more than it was. Still, great cover to have, slabbed, 9.6. And I did send in one other one, so hopefully that one hits. So that ends my streak of 9.8s. I'd had a couple of shipments there with 9.8s, but again, 9.6, not too bad. All right, let's grab another. Okay, this is Batman 106, the Federici variant cover from May 2021. Yeah, this is the first appearance of Miracle Molly, I believe, or first cameo, 106. And I actually like this cover. I like the sketch variant. It was a 1 in 25, and it was one of those where I was buying a lot of variants, a lot of ratio variants, 1 in 10s and 1 in 25s, even some 1 in 50s from Things from Another World, and just thought at some point I got to take these 1 in 25s that I feel are of a 9.8 quality or has that ability to be a 9.8 candidate, and wanted to send them in and start getting these slabbed. Because I'm investing so much money in the variants, I wanted to kind of preserve them. So this one was a combination of a 1 in 25 that I pre-ordered, along with a character that I wouldn't say is like super hot, super interesting, super popular. I think there was some burnout with Punchline, to be honest, and it was like, oh, another character that kind of came in on the tail end of the James Tynion Batman run. But anyway, I just figured I would kind of hedge my bets with some of these and get this one graded instead of some of the standard cover A's of 106 and 107 and 108 for Miracle Molly. So here we go. This is the grade for Batman 106. 9.8. Okay, great. Very cool. And this one is just labeled sketch cover. So no indication that this has anything to do with Miracle Molly or her first appearance. But a nice looking sketch of Batman on Batman 106, the 1 in 25 variant. Part of what I'm feeling right now is definitely the time lapse from when I was picking these books up at February, March, and April, and going through some of my back catalog to figure out what to send in. It's definitely interesting that some time has passed where I don't feel as passionate about the books or attached to them, or like even that 9.8, I was like, okay, it's a 9.8. There was something about the Hawkeye books that I sent in and got them back in like less than 4 weeks, where I was super excited and really into it. It is strange how into the books you can be at one time, but then as time passes, sometimes you just don't feel as excited about them for some reason. And maybe that's a good thing, because I can start to let some of them go. I don't know. Okay, well, here's one that you probably just saw the grade there. Now here's one that is rather timely. This is Daredevil Volume 2, Number 10 from March 2000. And this is the first cover appearance of Echo. Echo is heavily rumored, if not in the trailer, but not named yet, obviously, to be in the Disney Plus Hawkeye show. And I picked up 2 of these, and I felt like both of them were 9/8 candidates. This is a great David Mack cover. It's fantastic looking on its own, whether you're speculating on Echo or not. But I am with this book, obviously, and wanted to send it in. And here's what this book got. 9/6. Okay, disappointing. But let me take a look and see if I can figure out why. Oh, there, I see it. Right back in here, again, kind of hard. There we go. Well, with the light and everything, right in the back here, there's a dent. So I missed that. This might have been something I was thinking about at the time too, where I figured I have 2 copies of this. People were speculating on Echo pretty heavily. A lot of rumors, a lot of MCU rumors, and I think I was thinking, you know, probably better to get it slabbed than not. Now in hindsight, I probably would have just held on to this one as my high grade raw copy and not sent it in. And just like Amazing Spider-Man 375, I hope that the other copy gets the 9/8, obviously. So we'll see. Let's move on to the next one. And this is the next one. This is the second copy of Daredevil 10. I'm just sort of kicking myself at this point. Like, I should have examined these books much more closely. I feel like there was some emotion attached. And this is what I really tried to teach myself. Even if you have a key book, or even if you have a book that you're really, really speculating on, you just can't overdo it. You can't force a book to be a 9/8 when it's not. I definitely feel like I might have done it with these copies, but let me see what this one got. 9.2. Yeah, so again, that's my theory, is that I wanted this book to be a 9/8 so badly. And it just wasn't. Now, why is this one a 9.2? I would have to pop in. If there are some grader notes on this one, I'll leave them here in the video. This one's tough. I actually don't know. There has to be something really, really subtle that I'm missing on this one. This one looks like a 9.8 to me. The only thing I can say is it looks like, and this is not going to be able to be picked up by the camera, but there's like a crease that's going this way around the back that I just flat out missed. And some of it too, I'm trying to think, is it the reflection of the slab in the book too? Hard to tell. There's definitely some creasing and some waviness on the back of this one. So 9.2, missed on this one. So listen, so this is how it works. So I got a 9.2 and a 9.6 when I was expecting 2 9.8s. Echo's going to blow up. She's going to be tremendously popular. These were basically the only 2 keys I had of her. I do have the new Avengers Ronin-related books where it is Echo as well, but that's it. So if I were you, I would run very quickly and pick up some Echo keys because, yeah, I didn't get it, so go ahead and enjoy that. So let's keep going. I'll try and stay positive. Grab the next one. Okay, so this was a random one. Again, not a real emotional attachment to this. Invincible 61. This was a book that I ended up using my process with Go Collect to look at fair market values of books that I have in my collection, and then I sort them by their 9.8 estimated fair market value by Go Collect. And this book was one that I had that Go Collect listed as having a several $100 fair market value, or at least well over $100 at the time. and decided let's send it in. It looks like a 9.8 candidate to me, and because Go Collect has removed a lot of that functionality, unfortunately I can't really do this anymore. So this was a book that I was like, okay, if you're telling me that Invincible 61 has value and I feel like this is a high grade copy, I'm going to go ahead and send it in. So here it is. And 9.8. So I saw this one correctly. This is the first appearance of Conquest. I have not watched the Invincible show. I don't know if Conquest is in the show or not. But great Ryan Ottley cover. And, you know, if you're an Invincible fan or collector, this book will have some meaning for you. I have about 6 or 7 issues of Invincible altogether. And when I was looking at some of the back issues I had, this was the one that I felt like was the only 9.8 candidate. So there you go. I hit on that one, which is great. Nice little comeback there. All right, next one. Now this is a fun one. This was a pure like cover buy for me. This is all new Wolverine #1 from January 2016. I love this cover. Reminded me of the Wolverine Limited Series #1. I believe this is the Bengal variant, and picked this up raw and noticed when it came home that I was like, this is a total 9.8 candidate in my opinion, and this is one that I would consider hanging on the wall and displaying. I just love the cover, really just love the colors and everything. So let's see what this got. 9.8, awesome. That's fantastic. Yeah, I love the symmetry and the composition of this book. This is the first Laura Kinney as the new Wolverine. So if you're speculating on like first issue of a character's solo series, you could say that this is Laura as Wolverine, or just Wolverine, not Laura. It's not like Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, Laura, Wolverine. It's just Wolverine. I love this cover. Again, that's fantastic. This would definitely be a candidate for me to hang on the wall. So very relieved to get this one in a 9.8. I was hoping this would. So great. Fantastic. All right, we got a few to go, including that other Amazing Spider-Man 375. So that's somewhere in here. Okay, let's see that. And I didn't know I was going to do that, but I pulled the other Amazing Spider-Man 375. So again, first appearance of Anne Wang, Eddie Brock's wife. We talked about the 90s foil goodness, but that's actually making this difficult to get in a 9.8. Let's see if this one hit. And it did. All right. Okay, I was worrying this was going to be the same fate that the Daredevil book had, where it got a worse grade. So 9.8. Very nice. Again, this is for me. This is hanging on the wall. Yeah, just really cool, nostalgic of that time. 1993 holographics cover, ties into Venom Lethal Protector. Mark Bagley art, just, you know, classic Spider-Man from that, you know, early 90s era. So very cool. This is also, it's a giant-sized issue, which, you know, it's a thicker book. It's a harder book, I think, to get in a 9.8 because of the foil and the thickness of the book. But awesome. Glad to have that in a 9.8. All right, I'm thinking I might want to save this one. I think this was the big book, and I'm not going to look down. I'm going to grab... Yeah, so there's one other one. Let's do this one first. Yeah, we'll do this one first. So this is Batman 96 from October 2020. Again, at the time, there was some rumors and speculation around Clown Hunter and him being a really, really interesting character as part of the Batman Tinian universe. Probably a lot of the heat, I would say, if there was any, on Clown Hunter is probably simmered at this point. But another 1 in 25 variant that I pre-ordered and really thought this would look nice next to the Punchline 1 in 25. Really tough yellow cover and so on. So let's see what this book got. 9.8. All right, very cool. Batman 96 is the book with the first appearance of Bao Pham, Clown Hunter, right there on the label. Again, I'm happy it's a 9.8. I'm a little just kind of weirded out because I think if you ask me today, send 10 books in from your collection into CGC, I'm probably not picking that one. So that's where I'm trying to figure out how I feel about these books, but I don't want to complain too much about 9.8s. I'll take them either way. Okay, the last book, again, talk about timing. This is Captain America 25 from January 2015. This is the second print. I've said many times I'm not a second print or a late print or a newsstand kind of snob. I'm not somebody who overly promotes these. I definitely recognize their place in the market and their rarity, and also sometimes with late printings, the cover changes or they use a different color scheme, and I like the blue on this one. And the fact that it was semi-hard to find at the time, and we were speculating pretty hard earlier in 2021 on Falcon and Winter Soldier, and this is the first time that Sam Wilson is Captain America. So there was a lot of peeking happening on these books, and this was something that was highly sought after and very valuable. Is it still valuable? Is it still interesting now that the show has been over for quite some time? Right, it's kind of cooled off. So still a pretty valuable book, and a book that I'm hoping is a 9.8. I hope all these books are 9.8, so I keep saying that. But let's look at the grade and take a look and see what I got. 9.4. Wow, okay. Well, did I save the best for last or the worst for last? I mean, that's hugely disappointing. And I can see right up in here, if you can see it right up here, let me get myself out of there. Right around the top spine, there's a bunch of, it looks like shredding or something on the back. So right here on the bottom, up and down here, it looks like the spine was just ripped to shreds there. So what happened here? This was absolutely a product of, I wouldn't say FOMO, but putting too much hope or emotion into books where you're like, I want these to be 9.8 so badly that sometimes you don't look, closely enough at the books. I am pretty careful when I review books, and I just have that feeling sometimes as I'm looking at books, and I'm just going, man, I wish this was a 9.8. Did I just, was I not thorough enough when I looked at these books? I don't believe so. I think that I was just so excited to have these raw and thinking about the potential for them to be a 9.8 that I just didn't even see it. Like my eyes and my brain, we didn't want to see it, right? So that's where you really, really have to be careful, because I have these books and they're still valuable to an extent, but are they more valuable because they're slabbed in a 9.2 and a 9.4? Sometimes it feels like they're worth less because with a raw book you can hold it in your hand and so on, and really if you're shooting for the 9.8 on these, modern era books, like it's disappointing. So use this information, use how I'm feeling as a lesson learned, and just make sure you're honest with yourself as you grade the books, right? Go through them, grade a book, a key, something you're speculating on, as if you're grading a free comic that you got from Free Comic Book Day. Look at both of them objectively. Try and spend quality time with each book. Examine it. Get it under direct light and really look at it. And don't get caught up in MCU news, Anything with HBO Max, you know, indies being optioned. Don't get so caught up into that where your eyes are deceiving you when you look at these books. So I got some great 9/8s. I got some other great books graded that aren't 9/8. These are still great books. I think Echo is still going to be a major player. But they're not 9/8, so I have to live with that and live with those grades. And let me know in the comments what you think. Do you kind of feel those same emotions that I do, where you're just like, I'm hoping this is a 9/8 more than realizing that it's not, but you send it in anyway in hopes that you do get it. And it's a gamble, and you take that risk. I'd love to hear your stories and your feedback on it. Thanks for watching. Happy collecting, and see you next time.